Welcome, everyone. I am so happy to see you all. We are going to be talking today about global prosperity, women claiming their power and stepping into the leadership, the prosperity, the power, the manifestation of your dreams and of being the leaders that you knew that you could be. And when I bring my guest on, you're going to love her as much as I am. So welcome to the Desert Heart Sanctuary. I am your host, Joan of Angels, and we are stepping into the miraculous every week, bringing inspirational thought leaders, people who actually inspire me to be the best that I can be. And that's why I bring them to you, so that I know that they're going to inspire you too, to what? Raise your vibration, shift into your personal power, turn up your light, and shine your brilliance. And that's what we do here on this channel. If you are new to me, I just want to welcome you. I'm so glad you're here, and kindly share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if it's there. And I love you so much, and I appreciate that you're here. And let's help grow our channel so that we can spread love, light, high vibrations, global miracles, personal power. And honestly, if ever our planet needed this miracle and these miracles, it happens to be now. So you can also work with me, learn how to use your superpowers and become an intuitive ninja. And we'll be posting the links on that. And also I invite you to have a soul awakening session with me at any time when you really want to know who you are and these questions are too much for you. All right. So with no further ado, I'm really going to bring on our guest. And first of all, I adore her. You will too. But she's a spiritual activator. She's a thought leader. She's a transformational visionary and uplifter. She's a healing speaker, singer, songwriter, author. So Laura is a woman on a mission of opening hearts. She points humanity to love, oneness, meaning, purpose, and prosperity consciousness. Her group, her Mama Power work, inspires women to empower themselves and other women globally. She, as a social enterprise initiative, the Mama Power, and that's what I love, Mama Power, Global Prosperity Project enlightens women that feel isolated to empower their vision and purpose while educating, learning spiritual tools and practices using science and spirituality. And just to mention, she has a master's degree in exercise, human behavior, and menopause, and is a licensed spiritual practitioner. All right, well, that's enough to say about her. Let's bring her on, Tina, and enjoy her. Okay. All right. Hello. I was going to say good morning, Laura, but I realize it's evening where you are, right?
Well, it's afternoon. It's afternoon, so it's kind of like coming into late afternoon time, and it's so great to be here with you, Joan. I love you too, and you are an amazing inspiration for me. Really, you are, with everything that you do, and I just feel so humbled and grateful to be here right now with you.
Okay, so I just want to tell you this, Laura. First of all, you're going to have to make sure your sound works. But being with you, when you first did our interview a few months ago, it was such a lovely, I just fell in love with you. I adored you. And then last week we had your birthday party online, a global birthday party. And I was just so inspired, Laura, by your energy, by your love, your passion, your ministry. So, and I want to congratulate you. You have how long in your ministry?
So how long? I'm in the midst of beginning to take my exams now to complete my ministry in the next few months, and that's a process in itself. And I feel though that I've been doing this work, for such a long time as a light worker and gatekeeper and heart opener. It's not really defined by what I call it as a ministry or as a spiritual practitioner. I just see it as who I am and what I'm doing and what I'm bringing into life. And really, the more kind of brazenly bold I get to feel, is the more I open up and feel confident to share that. Yeah.
That's so brazen and bold. I just love
Yeah.
that moment. Brazen and bold. And I do believe that is the way of the future. And you look brazen and bold, even with your short hair. You look ready for action, Laura.
Yeah, I'm ready for action. Well, I've
You
been
do.
through a
And
lot
and
of.
so tell me, like, what do you do actually?
Oh, that's a really good question.
What do
I
we tell
love
our
that question.
audience?
What do you actually do? No one's actually really ever asked me that question. So I feel like I feel very blessed because at the moment I have this time where I'm in this bubble. I feel like I'm in this bubble where time is not really a pressure for me. It doesn't mean that I'm living my perfect life as I really truly want it to be. And yet, I think we've all been through a lot of stress and change and transformation in the past couple of years. I certainly have. And in that time, I reevaluated everything, including my use of time and what's really important for me, and not juggling and trying to convince myself that I should be doing this or I should be doing that, and really settling into this deeper, I suppose, owning that it is okay to really take the day as I want it to be and to allow it to unfold rather than trying to make it something because it kind of fits the social criteria. So I think an answer to what you're saying is what I'm doing me at the moment. I'm doing me as much as I can so that I can feel as connected as possible when I'm with the women that I work with, when I'm in the course of study that I'm in. I have the broadcasts on New Thought Media Network, which are really exciting, the Cosmic Prayer and my Mama Power show. And so it's taken me years and years to really own that it's okay to make it up my own way and to enjoy that. And I think that's what I'm doing at the moment, Joan.
I love that. Very exciting, Laura. And it comes through, by the way. Okay, your passion comes
So
through in
I'm still
everything that you
here.
do.
If you're here,
Can you hear us,
are you
Laura?
here? Yeah, I'm here. I
Can
can
you
hear you,
hear
yes.
Tina? Does it sound okay? Um, can you hear me now, Laura? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I can hear
Okay.
you.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I can
All
hear you.
right. So tell me how Mama Power came to. What is Mama Power?
Yeah. So I'm a spiritual guide and a coach and a mentor, and I realized a while ago that I love working with groups of women. I love bringing groups of people together. That's kind of my sweet spot, and I love working in that group energy because I feel that it's very powerful when, as a group, we have a transformation or an aha moment. It's not just for that one person, it's for the whole group. And that really excites me, and it always has. And so Mama Power has come as an evolution, really, that has been spurred on by last year, for as a group, for women to come into. Hello, am I still here? Am I still clear?
You're still here, Laura. You're still here. Sometimes we like to just showcase you, but I think we'll keep it this way so that you know we're here.
Yeah, I know that you're here. So Mama Power is an intentional group where women can come together to really get clear on what it is that they're bringing, this amazing vision that they have for their lives, and how to actually get the financial planning piece, the organizing piece around that. Because as high creatives, often we leave the money piece kind of under the carpet somewhere, and we don't give
Right.
ourselves that gift of really getting that piece right and the planning of how much money we would like for our lives. What does prosperity really look like? And what are the spiritual tools that we're using to bring that in, to live a prosperous life? So that's the Mama Power membership group. But there's another side to it, really. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want to hear.
Yeah, there's another side, because last year, I was in that place with my partner. I was in that place for the whole of last year, home hopping through COVID, not having a home I have a home. I didn't have a physical home, living homelessly, living in a shelter, and really using the spiritual tools that I have, really leaning into those tools to shift that for me. And I knew what to do. I know about prayer. I know about meditation. I know about visualization and visioning and all sorts of things that I used and really pulled in for myself. And yet I know there are many, many women globally who have been displaced, who maybe don't have that knowledge within themselves of how to shift their experience through their own mama power, their own power within. So my business is a social enterprise business, because I'm creating a platform for women who don't have that finance, who have been displaced, who may be living in fear of their home being taken away from them, or whatever that is, and don't have the tools within them to really lean in on. So this platform is an educational platform to change women's lives.
So I understand that. So you have your personal work, and we have this global enterprise, this global initiative that you've taken on for global prosperity for women around the world. Is that what I understand? Oh, my goodness. Right. So
yes,
I love that. I just love that. I've been thinking about, what would the philanthropic work that I do look like? And I've thought a lot about the concept of the micro loaning, the micro lending, and training. It's so much in not just the training, but the personal training too, the self-confidence. And then, so you offer your services that's what your global initiative is about. I'm very excited about that, Laura, as well.
And also, we never know when these experiences happen for us that that displace us. We can be prepared for that, not because we are inviting it, but we can be prepared with spiritual practice to know that there is another way of transforming our lives. And these, and so I just put myself in the shoe. When I was living in a homeless shelter, I really put myself, Joan, in the shoes of other women that would be in that situation, that wouldn't know where to turn within, or wouldn't know how to turn within, or wouldn't know what first step to take to know that this situation is not a definition of who they are, because it's not a definition of who we are. It's just an experience we're experiencing in that moment, So that's
amazing.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. And, I lost everything twice. And I tell people, especially the first time was brutal. And that I used to start it off my lectures where I lost everything before it became fashionable. Then I feel like after that, it's been a global epidemic. So I'm very proud of you. And I can imagine that there you were in the shelter being of service and helping all these other women, because that was kind of helping yourself in terms of shifting your own vibration into the positive, into where you're going. That's how my kids and I formed the Miracle Makers Club. When we never lived in a shelter, thank you God, my sister took us in, but we had pretty deep moments too. And it took prayer, it took meditation, it took chanting, it took seeing where we were going and not seeing the world around us, right?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. I just want you to know something.
Yeah.
From your guides and from your angels direct, they are so proud of you, Laura. And oh my God, I'm hearing this comment that says you can't. Well, yes, they say you'll be able to top this. It's like, look at her. She topped it. She topped this, whatever that was. It doesn't. It's like has to do with your name, but it has to do with that concept of being at the top, topping it off, making it beyond. And they're playing on the words like topper. What is a topper? A topper is one who not only reaches the top, she tops on the way. She reaches the top.
Oh, wow.
And it's so inspiring, they say, leads others to follow you. And that's, I think, the other exciting thing. There's something about your energy, Laura, that there's something about your energy that inspires people to want to work with you. I know that. I can feel it. I want to show your website to people. Okay. Is that all right with you?
Of course it's all right with me. Yes. I'd love you to. I feel like my website is a kind of an art moment. I never really went to art school. I wanted to go to art school when I left school. I didn't do it. I went straight into working in retail, in fashion, women's fashion. But I love websites. I love creating them because it's, there you go. Mama Power.
Aha. Well, actually, this isn't the page I thought I was going to land on, but it is the page on at this moment. But I want, here's the Prosperity Project, educating women and girls to prosper on purpose. And women experiencing homelessness tends to be hidden, and invite Laura to speak. And here, your Mama Pack Power here. Are you a frontline provider? And contact Laura here. So the other thing
this is what.
Go ahead, Laura.
This is unfolding right now. So so as this unfolds, there'll be more information on this page for service providers to use the tools that I will be sharing for free to come in and get the links so that they can have these private links for information that they can give out to women who are in that place of feeling that they don't know where to turn.
I love that. Become an angel, mastermind circle. And all of those are such powerful tools, guys. So I hope you take advantage. Listen to this. You are on a mission to bring your sacred passion to the planet. Everything that I stand for, Laura, I could be interviewing myself in another body. Mama Power podcast. So put your money where your mouth is, make peace with the past. So I love all that, Laura. That's kind of very exciting to me. Okay, we're going to stop the share for a minute. All right. So you have been a busy woman, though, and you say you were homeless just a year and a half ago?
Yeah, I was homeless last year, all of last year. So, and I want to say that happened, and it wasn't necessarily because of COVID. COVID was in the mix, and yet there were other, there's always other things going on. Of course, it's never as what it really looks like on the surface. So for me, last year was a real year of healing certain relationships, and going deeper. And I think this is what I'd like to share here is that there is no bypass here. We always get an opportunity to look at what's going on and to go deeper and to do that work we need to do so that we can then come through in a newer light, So I've been busy, but I think that ties back to the piece in the beginning of it's been working on me as well, doing the work I need to do internally.
I can imagine. And the other thing I want to show everyone is that you're also a musician. And let's get this up here. And that I didn't even know at that time when I invited you on the show. I didn't even know that you were a musician. Tell us about your music a little bit, and then maybe I can play a little clip because I found it so exciting.
Okay, so this, I've been creating spiritual healing music, I suppose, since 2011. And this really happened 2012. And this really happened because I walked a labyrinth in 2012. And that experience of walking that labyrinth completely renewed my understanding of life in a very dynamic way. And through that experience, I decided one day that I wanted to not put my life on hold anymore and do what I felt would be the impossible. And through that came songwriting and creating songs. And I was just divinely guided and supported through the whole process with exactly the right people I needed to meet. And it was an amazing journey that I'm still on, because I met Jason through this. Jason's my partner, and he creates all of the music for the words and the melodies that come through. So yeah, so the music is really, some of it is very upbeat and very kind of dancey, and some of it is very meditational, because Jason plays the kora, which is an African harp, 21 strings. So there's all sorts of different feelings to our music, and we love it. And really the words are here to remind people of the love that they are. It's a reminder. My songs are a reminder.
Well, I think they really are. Okay, we're going to look at this one. Let's see if I can actually.
Oh, which one do you have there?
I have the quick fix. Well, this wasn't the one.
This is dancey, so you might want something woman of power. So
yes, I'm just hoping we can play the music.
Let's see. You can play it. It's upbeat, this one. There's a video for this as well. It's reminding women of the power within them.
Oh, this is the wrong one. Okay, but it feels good.
Yeah.
And day through the stratosphere, one truth as it takes my
unbelievably great.
To the
yeah, I love it. I love the whole creative process. I think I didn't go to art school, and I know we don't need art school, because I know you do what you do, and it's just so intuitive what you're doing. And yeah, I think this is my way of kind of saying, right, I didn't go and study color or how to mix beautiful colors and get them on the canvas beautifully, but I kind of, it's my voice. I'm going to do it with my voice, and that's what I did, and I'm still doing. So, and it's fun creating songs.
And it's just, has this been just the last year and a half that you've been creating songs? Have you been creating songs
since 2012?
Interesting, the 2012 change.
Yeah, because
when the plan changed.
That's when I walked the labyrinth.
Where was the labyrinth?
The labyrinth was in San Diego.
It's in San Diego?
The labyrinth I walked. When that labyrinth that I walked is in San Diego.
Well, I'm only 150 miles from San Diego, Laura, and I want to know where this labyrinth, life-changing, transformational labyrinth is. I haven't walked in a labyrinth for a long time, since I was in Dalmanhur many years ago. Where is this? Okay, so it's in San Diego. You'll send me the name of it.
I will send you the name of it, because I've never walked a labyrinth before, and for me, that first time walking a labyrinth, there was no way I expected to happen what happened. I mean, talk about my angels being with me on that day. Yes, it was an incredible experience for me. It was a very, very, it was a rebirthing experience that that shook my whole world, really, really dynamic. It's just so powerful how these, like a labyrinth is so ancient, and the mystery of the design and the sacred nature of the design and the geometry. And when you see it on the ground, you know, for a lot of people, they would just walk past it and think, oh, you know, it's just another something on the ground. And yet they're very powerful tools to, you know, and I would say for anyone listening, if they look up on the World Labyrinth indicator website and find a labyrinth and walk a labyrinth, it can really just transform so much in your heart and your mind.
I think there's one up near me. I like that. That's the World Labyrinth Foundation or something.
Yeah, World Labyrinth indicator. I think that's the site, and it has every single labyrinth in the world on there. Yeah.
I find that very, very fascinating. Yes, and that's called that's why we step into the miraculous, because it sounds like that's where the veil lifted for you. The angel communicated with you, and lo and behold, Laura takes off her top hat and starts doing her thing. Your guys are really cute. They're just showing me you with the top hat now and performing. You probably were a cabaret dancer in one of your other early lives.
Oh, I think I probably was. Yeah, I can feel that.
I can feel that. I can feel that. And by the way, they're showing me you tapping. So you must have been a tap dancer.
Really?
You must have done tap dancing, honey. I can feel it. I have chills as we're speaking, but you know, it's no accident. Yes, our names, you know, but they're just showing me this energy of you, and it feels like, what's her name? Who did Cabaret? That movie Cabaret, very famous, Liza Minnelli. And they're showing, yes, Liza Minnelli, and they're showing me you on a stage like her with a cane. Okay, and you're like dancing off the stage. Your hat is going up and down, your cane, and you're like waving to the crowd, but it's like you're like a Pied Piper in a way too. People just love that energy that you have, and they want to follow you. Very refreshing, very magical.
Oh my gosh, you know what, Joan? I need to get the outfit. I feel an outfit coming on here.
I feel an outfit coming on too. And some of those are a cabaret, Laura. And I feel like you tried to I'm reading you, I guess, but you tried to do that with your variety birthday party the other day.
Yeah.
You know, that was sort of an attempt, and it would be very, very interesting. You know, yes, cabaret love. You had that history and that background. That's not the only lifetime you had, but it explains some of your energy and your vibration and you're one of the high, for all you've gone through. You've had a lot of good things. So let's say someone was homeless and came to you, okay? And they said, they're crying their eyes out, you know, their life is a mess. Ay vez mia, what am I going to do? Tearing their hair out, right? And what's the first thing you do with them, Laura?
Oh, I think the first thing that I would say to that person is that they are loved. Whatever's going on, that they are loved. And it might not feel, you know, that that's enough at that moment. But I know for myself that when I really leaned into that, knowing that I am loved, that I am this child of the divine, as we each are. I'm no different from anybody. And that this experience is an experience happening for us. It's happening for this person, not to them. So it's not always easy, you know, because I know that people come into homelessness from very different places. For some it's addiction, for some it's abuse, for some it's running from, you know, situations they don't feel that they want to live in, so they need to be safe and live in a shelter. So it's very different for everybody. But I would say initially, that I am loved. And if you can find one thing to be grateful for, one thing to be grateful for, and to really, really kind of pump up that thing, one thing to be grateful for. Because I know that where we put our focus, where we put our energy, where we put our attention and our concentration, that is what we're bringing more of into our lives. So it takes time. It's not an overnight job. It really isn't an overnight job. And yet there's always, that doorway is always open. That doorway is always open. And I would also, I do this beautiful meditation with seeing and knowing a light in my heart. And sometimes I can't see the light. I can't find it. And at that, in those times, I bring that light into a tiny, tiny, tiny dot. And I see that light and I allow that light to expand. And I think for someone in that situation, if they can just connect with a light within themselves, even if it's a dot, and even if it's for a moment, that gives a sense of hope, of knowing that they're not alone, because we do go through these experiences so that we can understand the power of who we are. That's what I believe. But we've got to be strong enough. We've got to be strong enough in our hearts to know that we're loved and that the way is always paved and that there's always opportunity if we open our hearts. If we open our hearts to that love.
I want to share your masterclass and how people can work with you. I just realized that's coming up in a couple of weeks. So tell us about the class.
So I organized this class a couple of weeks ago, and typical me, I kind of there was a lot of content, and I realized that it could be spread over a couple of weeks. So I'm giving another one on the 26th of August. And on this one, we're really looking at manifesting, or not really manifesting, we did that. We're really looking in the next one about marketing and metaphysical marketing, really. Using the power of this divine that is the one power, rather than thinking that we have to be kind of scattered all over the place. Using our own vision and intuition to understand how we can market in our heart, first of all. And I think that's a lot of people make mistakes in the very beginning with their businesses by thinking that they have to kind of be out there, and we've got to be in here first. We've got to get it right in here.
So right.
Yeah.
So right.
And that's what this is all about. So it's an hour and a half, and it's conversation. It's not recorded, because I don't like to record these masterclasses, because I want people to feel that they can be free to share from their heart without the recording going out to others that they might not, it kind of gives them liberty. Yeah, gives them
very, very important
to speak freely and be heard confidentially. So anyone that wants to join is really welcome to join and to share and learn and share and teach and converse. And it's kind of like a circle where the topic is the teacher.
I love that. Wow. Okay. This is, first of all, we have some things in common, especially because I had lost everything at one point too in this process of recovery. And that's how I really stepped into the miraculous and learned about the miracle path. And it's interesting in these times, we're going through still such crazy times, and I think we're going to be going through them for quite a while. And then the only thing we have then is our power, our ability to sort of remove the veil and step above into our higher dimensional self. I don't know. What do you think?
I think you're so right, Joan. And I think, for people that are used to this, I don't mean used to COVID. I mean, used to working in this way like we are. it's kind of like we have a toolkit that everybody has. But
Yes.
I think for people that everybody has this toolkit. But I think for people that are new to spirituality, the work of the divine, metaphysics, wisdom teachings, miracle work, that this is a calling. We're on a call. We're being called right now to step into seeing life and knowing life from this perspective, from another way, from that other side of the veil. Really, there is no veil. It's very thin. Working from within rather than trying to manipulate the outer. And it's scary to do that. And COVID has been, very scary for millions and millions of people. And we're here, and we know that there's a new way that we can really work with this divine, with our angels, with this other realm. I think it's very exciting.
There's a butterfly trying to get in the house as we're talking. I just looked over and I saw it trying to get in. It is very exciting. It is because these are the hard times that we've been called for. And we're in it. We're not, you and I and people like us, we're not going anywhere. And I learned about a year and a half ago that I had to step up, step out, and claim it. And that this is why I'm here. This is why you lost everything, Laura, so you could help people as they go through this kind of trauma and change. And I truly believe that. I truly believe, Laura, you are so living your purpose. What's the final thing? Leave us with your final thoughts. And again, tell us how to find you.
Okay, thank you, Joan. So my final thought is, that it is not about the stuff that you have, the amount of stuff that you have around you. I mean, I've let go of stuff many, many times in my life and have lived with, very minimally many times. And I know it's not about the amount of stuff that we collect so that we think that we're having this perfect life. It's about the amount of love that we have for ourselves. And from there, we live our perfect life. So it's kind of completely the other way around. And I'd say for anyone listening, if you can rewind and reverse and come from that place, then you will be living in your purpose. Because from there, you open your heart and you can hear what it is that you're here for to really do in this life. And I think we're all being called to help others and support others right now. So stand up and do it. Be bold and brazen. Yeah.
I love it, guys. And you can find Laura at lauratapa.com. And we will be having you on the show again, Laura, because you are just too inspiring for us. So thank you.
Thank you, Joan. Perfect. It's been great being here.
Yeah, it has been. Okay. Wonderful. Oh, my goodness. That's been so exciting to talk about stepping into your prosperity from a spiritual point of view. Okay. So it's not about money. It's about a prosperity consciousness of abundance, of service, of caring, of sharing, of really sharing our truth and our power and our joy. So our guest is just simply miraculous and marvelous. And I hope you all loved her music. Go check it out at lauratapa.com. Meanwhile, this has been a wonderful show. I am so grateful for all of you in my life and helping everyone step in the miraculous. The more I help you step in onto your miracle path, honestly, I step into my own path as I talk to you. So again, if you're new, please subscribe, like, and share. All right, share with your tribe so we can grow our miracle, stepping into the miraculous with many people. All right, sending you a lot of love, by the way. And I just want to share with you again that learning how to use your powers, your gifts, your tools are Very, very important in these days, and that is why I'm teaching the Intuitive Superpower class, so that you can actually have that experience of learning how to step into your power. So check that out, and you can also pick up your journal, your 30 Days to Miraculous Life, at joanofangels.com. So meanwhile, I am wishing you an amazing week, and we will see you soon. You have been live with Joan of Angels and our amazing guest, Laura Tata, and we are stepping into the miraculous. Have a blessed and miraculous day. Bye for now.